Rome's iconic streets, once echoing with the roar of Formula E cars, have fallen silent. The Eternal City, a staple on the Formula E calendar since 2018, will not see electric racing action in 2024. But why? What's behind this sudden curveball? And which Italian cities are in the running to take its place on the official race calendar? Stick around to find out. In the world of motorsport, change hits you fast. That's what happened when Formula E dropped their latest news. Fans were looking forward to the 2024 season, eyeing their favourite city circuits. But then, out of nowhere, Rome and Jakarta were off the list. No warning, just gone. But the good news, we've got Shanghai and Tokyo to look forward to. These cities are stepping up to the challenge and hosting a championship race in the upcoming 10th season of Formula E. Especially Shanghai, who's going big with a double-header race in May of 2024. But if all of that excitement fails to stop us from wondering what happened to Rome, that track wasn't just another circuit. It was an integral part of the Formula E story. Drivers loved it, fans packed the stands since 2018, and it gave us some wild rides. But word is, the new Gen 3 cars changed the game. These beasts are of a different breed, quicker, meaner, and far too powerful for the cozy, winding streets of Rome's circuit. The higher-ups at Formula E and the FIA gave the track the side-eye after some close calls last season. Who could forget the chaos when Sam Bird lost control on turn 6, resulting in a mass collision? That crash wasn't just a race incident, it was a wake-up call telling us that the streets of Rome were just too tight for our new cars. But here's where it gets tricky. We've heard that some of the top drivers didn't even get a memo or a meeting invite to discuss the cancellation of Rome. They're out there, same as us, wondering why Rome got the boot. Take the track advisory group for instance. Big names like Lucas de Grassi and Antonio Felix da Costa. These guys should have been in the loop, right? But nope, apparently they were as in the dark as everyone else. And it's not sitting right with them or the other drivers. They're all for safety, but they want to be heard. Well, it's their necks on the line after all. Even the FIA's race director, Scott Elkins, was pretty clear post-crash last season. He was open to feedback, ready for those tough talks if drivers had safety on their minds. But the silence was deafening. No calls, no knocks on the door, it was business as usual. Then Rome was off the books. But let's not kid ourselves. Aside from the safety issues now associated with the Rome track, there's another big player in this game: money. Hosting a street race isn't a backyard barbecue, it costs a pretty penny. Rome's circuit is a whole spectacle. Closing streets, rerouting traffic, setting up barriers, the works. And it all adds up. So when you start talking about possibly saving millions by switching to a permanent track, ears perk up. Places like Misano or Imola, they're standing there with open arms and cheaper bills, looking pretty good to the accountant. And Rome isn't the only one feeling the pinch. Remember Cape Town? Great race, fantastic crowd, but the cash flow was a headache. The word on the street was Formula E had to dive into their own pockets to make it happen. Jakarta's in the same boat, wrestling with their own money puzzles thanks to the election hoopla throwing a wrench in the works. It's like a domino effect. One piece wobbles and everything would come tumbling down. Formula E's walking a tightrope, balancing the thrill of street racing with the harsh realities of dollars and cents. And they're doing all this while trying their very best to offer a more consistent and reliable calendar. So, is Formula E losing its street cred? Remember, this championship series started with racing on the actual streets, city backdrops and tight corners. It wasn't just about the race, it was about bringing the race to the people, right in the heart of the city. That was the DNA of Formula E. But now, things are shifting and fans are noticing. Some are scratching their heads, wondering if Formula E is selling out on its roots. Then there are the progressives, the ones who dig the evolution. They're all about pushing forward and growing through the integration of fixed circuits. And now, let's move over to the drivers. How must they feel about the changes in tracks? Are we stripping away their edge? Some drivers have been vocal about it. Street circuits kept you honest, one said. Another chimed in, it's not just about speed, it's about skill, precision. That's the essence of Formula E. But then again, there are those who welcome the change, seeing it as an opportunity to flex different muscles to showcase versatility. Now back to the matter at hand. While Rome's street circuit is off the table, the hunt for an alternative Italian racetrack is in full swing. Venues like Vallelunga, with its mix of high-speed stretches and technical sections, or Misano, a track that's seen its fair share of electric action, are in the spotlight. And then there's Imola, a name that resonates with every racing enthusiast. It's not just about finding a track, it's about tapping into that Italian racing spirit, that legacy. Because Italy's not just a pit stop in Formula E's yearly schedule, it's a cornerstone. The roar of the crowd, the sea of flags, the history. Formula E needs that. It's about paying homage to a country that's given so much to the world of motorsport. So we must ask ourselves, will the blend of traditional and street circuits redefine the essence of Formula E? The business minds see potential, a chance to reach wider audiences, to diversify. But on the tarmac, it's a different story. Drivers, team bosses, they're all weighing in. Some predict tighter races, others foresee a shift in team strategies. And the fans, well, we're on the edge of our seat, waiting and watching. So tell us in the comments which of these Italian options you would like to see added to the calendar and why. And if you like this video and want more Formula E content, be sure to hit the subscribe button.